Hey everyone, and welcome to A Plus Wrestling's yearly special. It is that time of year. It's Christmas time and New Year, so we are doing our best and worst of the years. As always, we are splitting them up into 2 episodes because, hey, that saves me actually recording a show. So this week we are going to be doing our best of 2025 here on KPHR and on A Plus Wrestling and so many other places. We're hosts, I'm Boris, and this year I am joined by Yorkie.
What up, fuckers?
Straight to it, York.
Well played. By Andre.
Hello, gentlemen. I'm not going to say what he just said, but hey, guys.
And as always, the newest addition to the team. And thank you so much for being part of A Plus Wrestling each and every single week. Good old Hutch. Hutch, how's it going?
Somewhere between gentlemen and fuckers is how it's going, I guess.
I love it. Yes, gentlemen, it has been a up and down year for professional wrestling, to say the least. If you take a look at where we were last year, where WWE was dominating, AEW was starting to pick things up and be a little more laser focused, I feel like a lot has changed since then. It's been an up and down year. It's been a weird year. It's been a crazy year. I don't even know how to describe it sometimes. This is why I needed a thesaurus. Someone get me a thesaurus for Christmas this year. But Yorkie, how would you describe wrestling in 2025?
Shit.
A man of many words this year, I see. Andre, wrestling in 2025, how would you describe it?
Roller coaster, up and down. WWE's on decline. AEW on the incline. TNA's doing well. New Japan on a decline. Noah's had a great year, and MLW is there.
Yep, absolutely. That January 1st Noah show is going to be very, very interesting. Naito going to be there. So many cool names there. We'll talk. We might sneak in a review of that here and there. But Hutch, wrestling in 2025, how would you describe it?
You put it pretty good. I mean, so did Yorkie, but you put it a little better when you were like, it's changed. It's like the opposite. Like last year around this time, we were talking about WWE was great in 24, and AEW started off rough this year, but at this point, it's good stuff. And the undercard, I'm liking everything that's going on, and WWE is not that great. They're not holding my interest. Everybody was really happy today about being able to having no commercials and the quick upload and be able to fast forward through. Literally every reviewer I talked to was like, "This was amazing! I got to skip the bullshit and get straight to it." So obviously, a lot of people think there's a lot of bullshit. So, oh god, yeah. You're rubbing off on me here, Yorkie. Look, I don't even know I'm swearing.
I know, right?
Keep that private.
Okay.
That was good. But yeah, no, it's very interesting. And I think one of the things something that you and I talk about, on the show each and every single week is kind of like that corporate takeover of WWE and that corporate rub that we're getting. It's really, really weird. Like it's so noticeable. You brought it up with Bailey. We brought it up with other people. Even the way that Triple H books, right? I'm almost at the point, and we'll talk about this next week, at the worst of 2025. I almost don't want to fault Triple H fully for the way that WWE is going, just because he's just, he's just a person in the corporate ladder at this point. But we'll talk more about that next week. This week, though, we are here to celebrate the best in 2025 and of professional wrestling. And oh man, thank you so much for filling out our form. We had more entrants this year than the past couple years, so thank you to each and every single one of us, and you and everyone here in the
in the A plus atmosphere
group. Yes, it's been a lot of fun. Really looking forward to this episode, as all of our listeners and viewers are. But I do want to thank each and every listener, viewer, what have you, for being part of the A Plus Wrestling journey. It has been up and down, just like the wrestling business. But I think we're at a point now where 2026, only awesome things are going to come. Speaking of which, Raw is coming January 26th, Monday, January 26th, and A Plus Wrestling is actually co-hosting a party at Bottom Line 22 Front Street West, right beside the Hockey Hall of Fame. It is just a hop, step, and a skip away from the Scotiabank Arena. In fact, you can even get to the Scotiabank Arena without going outside. So there you go. That is the beauty of Toronto in the winter. 22 Front Street West, bottom line bar. There's going to be drink specials, food specials, maybe some more cool stuff. And the best part, no cover. So bottom line, Monday, January 26th. I'll be there. It'll be a fun time. But gentlemen, let us talk about the best in wrestling of 2025. And as always, we are starting with the best male in wrestling. Hutch, I will let you start.
I look over my list. I've got two people on my list. Bandito and Dominic Mysterio. And I know Bandito's been propped up quite a bit by Tony Khan, in my opinion. I was mentioning it on another video. But I think he's run with what he's been given, I know the tag team took up a lot of time, but he's worked through injuries. He's had both titles. The Takeshita match in the middle of the year, and just, I don't know. There's other people that could be on that list as well, but I just really liked what he's done. And Dominic, you can't go wrong with Dominic. He's really done well. It's the WWE style. We don't get to see him do an AEW or indie, like go style. But as far as the WWE style, building himself a character, man, he's amazing, and we all love him, and he's so greasy, and it's great. Vikingo being a heel, turning heel down in AAA now, like this is what he needs to do if he wants a long career. He can't jump around forever. He's being such a great heel that years from now, when he can only do a couple of his top moves, he can lean on this character he's creating now. And Dominic started it from like day one. As soon as Con Dom, the nickname, went away, he's been pretty much upward trajectory since.
Great way to put it. What's interesting about Dom is that it's almost at the point where you're going to have to really evaluate and see if he can stay as a heel, because he's just getting those reactions.
Too bad about the shoulder, he's I'm expecting him to be the kind of guy you watch in 10 years, he's going to suddenly bulk up out of nowhere, like AJ Styles version, because I guess he looks cool. It's not my style, but it's over with everybody. But yeah, he could probably use a little more weight, I think.
There you go. Yorkie, best male wrestler of 2025.
I've gone with the left field choice. I've gone with Microman. Purely, but I just want to see. I'm waiting for the day we see him body slam Omos. No. In all seriousness, now I've gone with Dirty Dom Mysterio myself. The year that he's had with the Intercontinental title and capturing the AAA Mega Championship, it's just been unreal this year. I've seen his growth from the last couple of years. It's just been immense. And then seeing him wrestle as well. That's been brilliant too.
Yeah, he's been really good in the ring. My pick is also Dominic Mysterio. We had talked a little bit about Bandito, and the thing about Bandito, if this was purely based off of in-ring, I would have gone with Bandito. But just, when you take a look at the position, when you take a look at the full package, it's hard not to pick Dominic Mysterio. So my pick is also Dominic Mysterio. Andre, are you going to be 4 for 4, or are you going to be the odd man out? Andre, who are you picking for best male wrestler of the year?
Odd man out. I'm going with my boy Kyle Fletcher. I think that dude's absolutely amazing, where he was rising up last year and just the trajectory he's been on all year this year, doing TNT title stuff. Yes, All In he should have had his crowding moment at All In beating Adam Cole, but he didn't get that. But he got his moment getting the title, and just has really shown that he can be a top guy and can be one to lead AEW in the future, along with some other great prospects they have there right now. But yeah, I got to go with Kyle Fletcher. He was absolutely amazing this year.
Awesome. Now for the listener vote. So it was a 34 to 32% vote. Bandito number 1, Takeshita number 2.
Oh.
Takeshita.
Fletcher and Takeshita are both great choices. Earlier in the year, I might have agreed with both of those, but I don't know. I got different choices, but they're top. Those guys have done amazing this year.
Now, Hutch, this is the first time that you're doing this. Something you're going to notice about our listeners is that it's very interesting choices. Sometimes I want to ask people, hey, what did you base this off? There is no wrong answer, and that is the beauty about this. Well, sometimes there are wrong answers, but in this case, there are no wrong answers. And, some people just value in-ring. Some people value mic work. Some people value, various things. And that's the beauty about this category and this show in general. And then number 3 was Gunther with a lot less votes. But, it's very interesting that Gunther is even on this list because he might be making next week's show as well in some categories.
Yeah. It is weird. Yeah, I picked 2 choices here of Bandito and Mysterio on my list, which I guess you saw. Like, I'm looking at my list here, and I wrote down both names. But my 2 favorite wrestlers this year are Takeshita and Fletcher. Like, if somebody was asking me who your favorite wrestlers of the year are, those are my favorite. But who I think did the best job this year, like got the most out of it, like I still think Bandito and Dom had incredible years. But yeah, in a lot of ways, it's kind of funny. Like if I really thought about it, those would be the guys I got the most excited to see. But I still think Bandito and Dom, if I was pressed, they were probably the best wrestlers this year. They did the most for them.
And the other interesting part is I'm looking at this year's results, right? Last year and previous years, sometimes you would see like 90% for one person or one promotion or one angle. This year, it's very, very spread, especially with the best and the worst female. And this is why I'm going to say this, because there is a 5-person tie for second. There's a 3-person tie for third place, 2-person tie for second place, with only a couple votes making the difference. It is actually crazy. It just goes to show you the talent that we're seeing in pro wrestling this year. And it's a very interesting choice for best female wrestler from the listeners, which we'll talk about in a second. But first, we're going to go through the round table. Andre, best female wrestler 2025.
I don't see how you can pick anybody other than Io Sky. She had a tremendous year this year, rose up in WWE, did some of the best stuff this year, held that championship. She's, even without the title, is still one of the top people in the company at the moment. I got to go to Io Sky. She's just had an amazing year this year. It top notch, Io Sky.
Excellent choice. Yorkie, best female wrestler.
I'm actually quite surprised, Andre, because I actually thought you were going to pick Sami Kamitani. I can't say anything.
She was close. Close for me.
But for me, I'm Io Sky all the way. She is. I would say she. If I could, I think she's the greatest wrestler on the planet at the moment, male or female. Io Sky.
Interesting choice. Hutch, best female wrestler 2025.
I mean, I agree with both of what you guys are saying, and she's probably one of the best, if not the best, currently in the ring. But she only really fought Rhea with her title. And she's not fighting like her style right now in WWE. There's a lot of stories. She's so happy all the time. And so my wrestler of the year, believe it or not, is somebody who I didn't even like for the very longest time. Naomi. Naomi killed it in more than one way. She finally broke through. They've put the belt on her before. They've tried this and that. She's been the bottom of the card. She's been to the top of the card. She's never been that great. I don't know if the end of her Impact run was the beginning of this year. But if it was, then tack a bit of that on. Bottom line is she did it for real this year. She broke through. Everybody loves Naomi. Her reign, as short as it was, meant something. And then on a personal level, she got the thing that she has wanted the most and that she was told wasn't going to happen. And she got pregnant. And I've never seen Jimmy so damn happy. He can't even pretend to be a bad guy on TV anymore, this fucking guy. Like, he is just ear to ear all the time. And when she comes back, if she holds, especially if she's like, yeah, I'm a new mom, I'm still gonna kick all your asses. Like, if she keeps this character strong, man, she's everything that Jade Cargill. The last few months of her character is everything that Jade Cargill wants to be. That's funny. Naomi's got the aerobics and now has the mic chops, and Jade Cargill's got the body and the strength. Man, if they could like amalgamate together, Bruce Banner and the Hulk, whatever, I don't know. But Naomi's my choice. She got everything she wanted this year, especially because of the baby too. Yeah, Belair, but she's not around this year, right? So
Naomi came back to WWE at Royal Rumble. So yeah, she essentially was WWE from January and on.
Okay.
My choice for wrestler of the year, again, I'm taking a look at the total package. It's Toni Storm. I think Toni Storm has had an incredible year, character-wise, wrestling-wise. Mariah May and so many other great matches, Mercedes Moné, and even her tag team run has been fun. Put her in any position, and she is doing fantastic. So Toni Storm is once again my female wrestler of the year. Gentlemen,
Yeah.
the
She's
name.
once again, right? She was great last year, and I think I have her on another category or two here. So I decided not to go with her. She was on my short list. But the thing is she was great last year. This year for me, Naomi, like she flipped something, you know? It happened this year.
Somewhere Blaine is very upset right now because I know how he feels about Naomi, we'll talk about that in one quick second because she was part of that 3-person tie for second place. And the winner, with only 33% of the vote, yet again, Stephanie Vaquer.
Hey, yeah.
Do you know what? I can see why people have voted for her because I love Stephanie as a wrestler. I think she's brilliant, but storyline wise, it's been poor. She got the title thrust upon her. I think she would have beaten it. Well, I don't know because obviously she was meant to face Naomi, wasn't she? And then Naomi got pregnant. Cheers, Jimmy. But then they threw the title on her, but they had no idea what they were going to do. So, which makes me think that Naomi was always going to win that match. But ever since Stephanie's had the title, it's just been like she had the title for a month and didn't even appear on TV. It's because they're like, oh, what do we do?
I think the Naomi thing threw them for a loop. But I think a testament to how good she is in the ring and how much we love her is the fact that she really hasn't had a lot and she still made number one and we all still love her. And the fact that if it was anybody else that came in, won the title with ease, won the crown jewel title like right away, win, cater. Like they've literally given her everything. The entrance, the whole 9 yards. They put her over so hard. And it would kind of leave a bad taste in your mouth with some people. But with Steph, we're all like, yeah. And it's just unfortunate she hasn't had the feuds or the fodder to work with. But I don't really think it's her fault.
It's not to say that the roster's not there to feud with. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. The roster that Raw has got itself, they've just decided to plonk it all with the tag titles rather than concentrate on the women's title.
Well, okay, so people complain tag titles mean nothing. They put some importance on it. Oh, why are you doing that? No, it's WWE has a real weird case with this balancing act. It's not like they don't have the talent. I'm just sometimes flabbergasted by the way that the decisions they make, the creative decisions, directions that they go in. I just don't know. But again, WWE has a stacked roster. I just don't understand what they're doing sometimes.
You know, as an indie booker, dude, tag teams are hard. Like if you have a tag team that's just a tag team, then you have to have them always in the tag title picture, or else you're having to book 4 guys in an undercard match to keep them around, and that's money. So if you're making tag teams out of your top stars, your rated RKOs and your whatever, which like the IWC sometimes frowns on, like, oh, they're just throwing these 2 guys together. At least then you have top stars in the mix and they can go back and forth. But if you want to concentrate on the women's tag team division, you can't just have 2 tag teams, because we're always complaining about how the tag division is so weak. It's so thin. It's whatever. So if you want to throw 4 teams in there, 5 teams in there, that's 10 of your top stars or usable stars. And then like, what else are you going to do? It's really tough, you know? And if you are just a tag team, then you don't have that much value. You got to break out as a single star, or else you're always the champs or always not the champs. No wonder the Usos had to start going solo, or else they would have just been forever champs. They'd have been the guy, they'd be the Athena of the tag division. Go.
There we go. Yeah, well said. Now, to the listeners' picks, Stephanie Vaquer, first place. In second place, the vote was so close. Depending on how many decimal places I wanted to use, it would have made a difference. But we are going with just 1 decimal place here, and tied for second place, Io Sky, Mercedes Moné, and Naomi.
Nice.
Yeah. And in third place, Toni Storm. That's just rounded out here for best female wrestler on A+ Wrestling. We are going to the best tag team men's division. Hutch, what do you think?
Well, you know my list. I made it weird. My best tag team for both the men and the women this year is Chelsea Green and Ethan Page, baby. Come on. I mean, I don't know what to say. Like Dragon Lee and AJ Styles are doing great. There's a lot of great tag teams out there. You know, if you want to go to AEW, there's like FTR, Young Bucks with their resurgence, like whatever. There's so many great tag teams. But Chelsea Green and Ethan Page this year have like made themselves inevitable. They are Thanos. Like they are now part of the scene. Chelsea Green kept bouncing from companies and breaking her wrist, and Ethan Page can never really seem to like break through the glass ceiling or whatever. This is the year that WWE's put confidence in them. They're not at the top of the card there, but WWE is sending Page down to Mexico. We need you down in AAA. They're putting the title back on Chelsea, and they're always giving her screen time because they know they can count on them. Just the way that Naomi has. Naomi that didn't have job security issues before, but these two guys, they've broken through as well. They're now part of the machine. They're trusted hands. And if they really play their cards right, they could be in the main events one day. But these two guys have done great, and their tag team is great. And in parentheses in my mail, I do have the Brahmin brothers, which if you know who they are, then you know who they are. If you don't, you don't. But yeah, they're like the zaniest, craziest Japanese tag team ever. Bring your raincoat. Get ready to get dirty. And Brahmin Brothers match. Let's go. They've had a great year as all. Like, I just think they've had their best comedy this year out of like the last couple of years.
Yorkie.
I've always thought of myself as a tag team guy. I've loved tag team wrestling ever since I was a kid. First match was that Survivor Series match from 1988. I've loved it. This year, tag team wrestling has been absolute shit. I've gone DIY because of the tag team. I think they've done well. But it baffled me that they had a good story. I'm going back to WrestleMania. They had a good tag team storyline going on at SmackDown. Sorry, I just realized I'm being so negative on the best of.
No, it's not even negative.
You're shaking your damn computer like crazy. Your whole
Sorry.
screen is like shaking like nuts.
Can't help it. Wrestling flash. Yeah, I've gone DIY. I best of a bad bunch.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, no, I can see that. And the SmackDown tag team division, at least for the first half of the year, essentially till SummerSlam, was hot as fuck, especially that post-WrestleMania TLC or ladder match, whatever it was. So great.
That should have been on Mania. That was what I'm saying. That should have been on Mania.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, Motor City Machine Guns were supposed to be NXT trainers, and then they had to bring them in for somebody got injured or whatever, and they were like, we're going to put you up on SmackDown for a while. Dude, and they totally misused them. You could have given them like a 5-month run, had them beat everybody. These guys know how to tell stories. And Chris Sabin, if you know him on a personal level, is like God, he's like the most amazing human being. There's something about him. Like if I was a woman, I'd just be like, yes, Chris. Sure, what position do you want me in? Sure, like this, Chris. Sure, Chris. I'm just like, he's fucking awesome. He's so good.
I talked to him last year as he was with the Juggalo Championship Wrestling at the Juggalo, the Gathering of the Juggalos. Let me tell you, that was one of the weirdest conversations in general, but it was a fantastic
like there's something about him, man. He's like Paul London, only you're not afraid he's going to snap on you and stab you in the face. Yeah. It's like, I don't know. Like literally, I'm freaking talking to Patrick. I would start Alex Shelley, and I said something about Chris, and he just turned to me and was like, he's my favorite person. And I was just like, you guys have been a tag team for like 20 years. You don't have to let me know you like it. Like literally with the most earnest ever. Just like, he's my favorite person. I was like, he's got you brainwashed. He has us all brainwashed. That's why he's still in wrestling. He's like a cult. You get to know Chris Sabin, you become part of the constellation. You didn't realize how powerful he is in the industry. That's why he doesn't have to work that much.
That's awesome. I love that. Andre, best tag team. Male.
Okay, so if they hadn't have taken him back at the end of January, it would have been Jack Morris and Omos.
Well, yeah.
But because that got ended so quickly, I'm going to go with Yuto Nakashima and Oscar from the Knockout Brothers out of New Japan. Come back and lose it. It's like September, right after the G1, right at the end of the G1 in August there. Come back, win the titles in September, have been dominant for these last 4 months. Plus, on top of all the stuff they were doing as the Blood Brothers in WXW and all over Europe, absolutely incredible year. And they've come back and just been absolutely dominant. Just a great tag team, and sadly they're not getting the Wrestle Kingdom tag team title match. They're going to actually defend their titles against the World Tag League winners on the 5th, which is weird, the day after New Year Dash, but they're going to be on the show. But it's surprising. But again, absolutely amazing tag team. Have had incredible last few months in New Japan. I got to give it to them. Like I was looking at all the other teams. I'm like, yeah, it's these guys.
Yep. I agree with our listeners, and this is a team, and I needed to give Bandito a little something, some love this year. So my pick, the listeners' pick, is Brodito, with 50% of the votes going to Brodito.
Yeah, it makes sense. If I was like it makes sense totally. Like if I was just your average like wrestling fan watching AEW, WWE every week or whatnot, I'd be like Brodito killed it. And next to, of course, Yuto Ice and Oscar, because they have been completely insane. They just haven't had enough defenses or matches and tag league stuff. I don't know. But yes, they're amazing.
Second place, AJ Lee and Dragon Lee, which is a very interesting pick, but it makes sense to me. I like this. I like these picks.
Did you say AJ Lee and Dragon Lee? You did, which is awesome.
I did. Yeah. I did. All right.
Which would be a fun tag team.
Best tag team, women's division. Hutch, should we even do, we know what you're going to pick.
I did. Well, officially on my list is Chelsea Green and Ethan Page, but there you go. Whatever. Mixed tag.
Yeah.
There we go.
Good pick.
Andre, you're up.
Again, the women's division. There's so much great in WWE, so much great in AEW this year, especially with the women's tag team tournament. I'm going to go to AEW with this, and I'm going to go with the Babes of Wrath. They won the championships. They're the first ever champions. Harley Cameron has had one heck of a come up this year. I know they've only been a team for like a couple months, but I'm going to go Babes of Wrath. That's my pick this year. But a lot of incredible teams, but they're the first AEW women's tag champions. Got to go Babes of Wrath. They've been such a fun team to watch, so I'm going with them.
Excellent. Great choice. Yorkie, who are your picks for female tag team wrestlers of the year?
I've gone with the Kabuki Warriors. I think they've just had a fantastic year. The character development with Asuka and Kairi has been brilliant. I've loved watching them.
Yep.
Yes.
I like that pick. I am also going with the Kabuki Warriors. Always fun. They've been great this year. Again, not being native speakers, the fact that we know so much about them, the fact that they can express themselves, the fact that they can do so much, just goes to show you how much talent they actually have. And to me, again, I look at the total package of things. I look at the Lex Luger of things, as I like to say. And yeah, no, the Kabuki Warriors have done fantastic. As we go to the listener's choice, it is Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss taking the win by just 5% at 30%. The second place got 25%. That is Toni Storm and Mina Shirakawa.
Yeah.
Good. That would have been your choice if the Babes of Wrath weren't so damn awesome. Like,
yeah, because I'm rocking a Mina Shirakawa banner behind me. So, like, everybody knows my love for Mina. So.
Yep.
Yeah. I think Charlotte and Alexa are like friends in real life. I think that's why this is happening.
They are.
I'm a big freaking Charlotte mark.
Like, I tell you what, that tag team has actually made me interested in Charlotte, and I think it's worked. I think that was the aim, and it's worked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's exactly it. The fact that they were able to rehab Charlotte from like one of the most hated people in wrestling, male or female, doesn't matter. One of those most hated people in wrestling to being liked and tolerated. Alexa Bliss has done a fantastic job. So it's great to see that our listeners see this and have put Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair at the top of their list. We now jump to one of my favorite categories, and that's Best on the Mic Male. We're going to start with the listeners' votes because I'm shocked at this one, considering I know that the Facebook group is only a percentage of the listeners and the small percentage of people who would vote in this. So it's very interesting. With 51% of the vote for the male, CM Punk.
Why are you shocked at that?
Because a lot of people don't like CM Punk anymore. A lot of people haven't liked CM Punk since he came back because CM Punk is boring because he's had a shitty year apparently. Okay, if you read our Facebook group, these are the assumptions that you would make. So that's why I'm shocked.
You know, the promo he did when he responded to Braun Breaker just recently, it was fire. It was fire. It was good. It was easy. He is one of the best on the mic because he doesn't have to think about it. I bet you he wrote that whole promo. Might have even said it on the spot. Trust me, from somebody that talks fast and sometimes spits gold without knowing it, CM Punk's like a master.
I heard you talk commentary on Thursday, some of your comments even made me laugh. I'll tell you that much. And I don't want to inflate your ego that much.
The best part about editing a Demand Lucha event is being like, hey, I said that shit. That's not bad. I agree with myself.
Second place from the listeners list is Hangman Adam Page.
Yeah.
Okay.
He has a je ne sais quoi, doesn't he?
I can see it. I can see it. Yorkie, we're starting with you this time.
No, I'm agreeing with the fans. CM Punk, although Gunther does come a close second, just purely from the last couple of weeks.
Yeah,
there you go.
There you go. I like that actually. Makes sense. I'm gonna go with Gunther. I think Gunther has had a fantastic year on the mic. Some of those he was put. You guys talked about earlier. I don't remember if this was recorded or not. The whole Gunther title reign. He basically put some relevance and importance to that match with Jey Uso. Jey was floundering. He was having a tough time keeping up, whether it be pressure or other things, whatever. He was having a hard time making that whole program believable. I think Gunther was able to do awesome. That ass kicking that he gave Jey Uso, the whole CM Punk promo back and forth, the fact that he talked shit about Goldberg, and that promo that he cut following the John Cena retirement justified the entire fact that he won, in my most humble opinion. So Gunther is the best talker on the male division. Hutch, you're not allowed to put yourself.
No, yeah, thanks. I'll tell you my list here in a second. But, Jey Uso, you're right. He was floundering, but I feel like all of this floundering and all of this scrunchy face and like insecurity and everything about this run will be salvaged if over the next 5-6 years he becomes the leader of the bloodline, becomes like a self-made Machiavelli that does not get emotional about anything. And if he can start beating people with the sleeper once in a while, that would just be cherry on the cake. Like he can get to the Roman Reigns level, but if they don't give him that trajectory, and if he can't do it, if this isn't all an act, like if this is really just Jey, then that's too bad. But my best talker on the mic this year is El Grande Americano, bro.
Yeah,
this guy has like everybody eating out of the palm of his freaking hand.
Literally,
I didn't know he could. Yeah, I didn't know he could speak every language in the world. Like he's singing their songs. He's doing local dialect, not even just like regular Spanish, like literally local dialect, local accents. Like he's amazing. He's like Cesaro on freaking meth. I want to say crack, but what's stronger than crack? I don't really know. You might think I'm on drugs, people, but I'm not. So I don't really know. But put him on a strong drug. Put him on freaking nitrous. Like he's amazing, man.
He is.
What a spectacle to behold.
It's been amazing to watch. We might hear about him later on this show.
I'm going to go. He's the greatest Canadian going in wrestling today. It's Ethan Page. He's hilarious. He can cut a serious promo when he wants to. He's hilarious when he needs to be. Absolutely tremendous. It's Ethan Page, baby.
Very great choice. We're going to jump to best on the mic. Female. I'm going to give my pick right away. Carry along with yours, Andre, and that's Chelsea Green. I think Chelsea Green and everything she's done on the mic has been fantastic. From just even the internet things, like the non-wrestling promos, she's been awesome. Like those internet promos, they've just been great. She just continues to be one of the best, period. So my best female on the mic is Chelsea Green. Yorkie.
In my head, I was like, it's got to be Chelsea, hasn't it? But then I was reading a copy of Sports Illustrated, and then I was reading a copy of the Chicago Tribune, and then I read a copy of the New York Post, and they all said it was Becky Lynch. So I had to go with Becky Lynch as best on the mic, but female.
You're easily influenced, aren't you?
Well, I can't. The LA Times said it shut up, Boris.
No, but the listeners agree with you. In fact, this is a flat-out tie, both with 33% of votes. If I change the decimal point, it could change. But Becky Lynch and Toni Storm are tied on the listeners' side of the votes for best female on the mic, with Rhea Ripley coming in third. Very interesting picks here. Andre?
I love her to death. She's absolutely tremendous, and she makes me laugh every time she's on a microphone. It's Harley Cameron. She's nothing but a true pleasure to watch, and to watch her evolve from where she was like especially like earlier this year, just kind of as the valet for QT Marshall, and now she's just one of the best people in professional wrestling now. Her puppet Monet, everything she does, she's absolutely incredible. She's absolutely hilarious, and she has just this utter charisma that cannot be denied. It's Harley Cameron, baby.
Like that pick, Hutch.
Yeah, I agree with Harley. The puppet thing was one of my favorite things this year, and she's great. But I put Toni Storm because it's like, just like you guys pick Andre, you picked Tony, and no, I guess you picked Babes of Wrath, but the reason I picked Chelsea Green and Ethan Page is I wanted to give them their flowers earlier, but I wanted to pick Chelsea and Ethan in these spots, but that's why I gave them the spot above it, because I was like, Grande and Toni Storm. Tony really did do great this year. But I don't know. At the time I was filling this out, I wasn't thinking about Becky Lynch. Toni Storm has done great with her character. Sometimes it makes me roll my eyes. I love that she swears and is like a little crass and whatnot, but Becky hasn't been around all year. She's only been around like a couple months, right? Since she come back or back and forth. Anyways, bottom line is the last few months, everything she says is amazing. Like every moment, every word, and she's made me laugh out loud. I think she's definitely my favorite person this year on the mic. But officially, I've put down Tony here because I needed to give Tony a spot. But man, has Becky killed it or what? Like she's hilarious.
Recent almost Donald Trump-like quotes on the mic have been just fantastic.
And she's been doing stand-up comedy. And so now nothing phases her. Like when they started like you tapped out or like you suck. She's like, they're talking to you. They're talking to you, Maxine, that's for you. And anyways, she just keeps going. Like it's not phasing her anymore. She's a totally different human, right?
And her Twitter game is fire.
Oh yeah.
It's always been. Like, it's just gotten, you just remembered this year how good her Twitter game's been. It's been like fantastic.
No fear. The secret to life is not having fear and people's opinion of you. She got to the point where she doesn't care anymore what she says because she knows she's over, and she realizes like her genuine self is the draw, and she's been able to do it. It's hard for all of us, man. Like I can imagine being a podcaster on a regular basis, especially if you're popular. You're worried about what you say until you suddenly realize it doesn't matter anymore. And when you hit that moment, it's awesome.
Can I give an honorable shout out to Alexa Bliss? I think she's great on the mic as well.
Yes.
Do you know what I like most about Alexa Bliss is when the crowd try to what her, and she can bat it straight back at the crowd.
Yeah, she's awesome at doing that. She's one of the few who can actually do that, especially on the female side or just in general. Best on air. Could be announcer, backstage reporter, what have you. Hutch.
Jesse Ventura. Come on.
I knew you were going to pick that.
Oh, dear.
Like, what a fucking car crash that is. Sorry, Yorkie, you're rubbing off on me, bud. What a bleep car crash this has been. Amazing. Amazing. Every single thing he says. You know when CM Punk was at Brawl Out and Tony Khan was going like,
yep,
every time he was speaking? All of us, all around the world are doing that as Jesse Ventura is speaking. Amazing. Jesse Ventura is my pick.
Andre.
I had a different pick, but I got to go Jesse Ventura because, yeah, every time he showed up, he was entertaining as shit, and he just made everything just feel just perfection. Yeah, I'm changing it to Jesse Ventura. I was going to go with Walker Stewart out of New Japan because I love him, and he's a one of the best commentators going. But, yeah, Jesse Ventura, 100%.
If you can call a wrestling show from your car parked and God knows where traveling, you know you're doing a good job. That's why I like him. Yorkie.
Hutch is rubbing up on me now. I got to go, Jesse.
There we go.
If you can go to a WWE show and just not give a fuck about what you're going to say and not fear any repercussions.
Is there any other person that could have been the way he was on Saturday Night Live and then still get brought back? Oh my God. It's like, did he sign a contract in gold and that's why they have him on the pre-show now? They're like, let's just get through these 6 broadcasts and then not talk to him anymore. But whatever. Like, how are you going to tell an old man to not say what he's going to say? Probably doesn't even know where he is. Who the hell? I don't know. The hell? It was amazing.
The only thing better is a Ric Flair cameo, apparently. So there we go. You know what? I'm changing my vote. I'm going with you guys. Jesse Ventura. Let's agree on one thing, and this is what we're going to agree on. Guess what? The listeners didn't agree with us. 47% of the vote went to Jackie Redmond. Second place was Wade.
They all changed their
Barrett.
mind after they heard me say Jesse Ventura. They were all like, "Oh yeah!"
If this is the case, listeners, if this is the case, go to the Facebook group A Plus Productions and just start a Jesse Ventura thread. Then we know you're listening.
Okay.
All right. Next is best non-wrestling performer. Could be GM, a manager, what have you. Yorkie, we'll start with you.
Jesse Ventura.
I thought about putting him twice, but I was like, no, it doesn't fit. He's not really a performer.
I think so.
Best
I see
performer.
a bar graph.
Yeah.
Hold on,
Bar
Yorkie.
graph?
I see a bar graph. And there's one random pick, and I know it's yours, Hutch. I know it's going to be yours. I know it's going to be yours.
Yeah.
It's the most ridiculous thing humanly here. And now that I heard your previous pick, I know that this is yours. Yorkie, did you actually give your pick?
No, I was messing, but I am going to give it to I'm actually going to give it to what I'm hoping was actually Hutch's pick. It best be. Is it Ayaska?
Yes, it's pretty fun, but no.
Damn it! I'm going with Ayaska anyway because I think that lizard is hilarious.
There we go.
Oh, okay. I want to give it to Balor's demon puppet now. Give it to Asuka, but I'm gonna go serious here. I'm gonna go Paul Heyman. Like the dude he's the consummate professional. He's I think what every manager in the game now tries to emulate if they're pulling off the serious manager character. It's Paul Heyman. Like, look what he did. He had that incredible first part of the year with Roman Reigns, and then the Punk stuff, and their whole thing there, and then joining Rollins, and then the Vision created, and now the Vision getting rid of Rollins, and how he's just working perfection with so many people. This is what you wish would have happened back in like 2013 when you had him working with guys like Curtis Axel and Ryback and all those guys. This is what you wanted to see. No, I agree, but this is what you wanted, but it's not what you get because it wasn't the right time. It wasn't the right Paul Heyman, wasn't the right people in creative, but it's exactly what you need from this guy, and he's doing everything exactly perfectly. And yeah, it's Paul Heyman.
I agree with you. Paul Heyman is my pick for this category as well. What more can you say about Paul Heyman that Andre hasn't said? He's just awesome. He's amazing. This is exactly who you want to be. He's going down in history as one of, if not the best. Hutch, who's your choice?
Well, I'm assuming that the number one choice by all the fans and the official choice on your list is going to be Paul Heyman because he deserves it. He's amazing in every way. He goes with the flow. He's a genius who does it. Like if something bats him to the side, he goes that way. Like it's the vision because Seth Rollins is the visionary. But now that he's gone, he just keeps saying, "This is going to be part of my vision. My vision for Austin Theory is this. My vision." He just keeps it going, and it almost seems like you want to say it's genius, but Paul Heyman is not genius. He's like, well, what else would I do? Seth's gone. I gotta somehow keep this thing going. Just it's all natural to him. I love people like this. I like having people like this in my life. My number one random pick here, Boris, is the most entertaining non-wrestling performer by far this year has been the post-show press conference crowd at every single major show. Oh my God. The stuff these crowds say while Triple H is trying to take himself seriously is amazing. Some of my top performing shorts of the years are just press conference crowds. I'm like, oh,
you know what my favorite part is? They removed the press conference with us because they didn't want to answer our questions, and look what ended up happening.
Yeah, got worse for him.
Anyways, let's keep going.
I do want to give a shout out, and I was tossing and turning between Heyman and this person. That's Stokely Hathaway. I think Hathaway has done a fantastic job, but the listener's choice with about 45% of the vote is Don Callis, which I'm a little surprised on, but it makes sense.
Yeah, he was good this year. He was really good this year. I know Mel would hate to hear that name, but he was really good this year.
He really was.
Yeah.
Most
this was
improved.
His year that broke out. He really started to actually do his Don Callis thing, but whatever.
Most improved.
Most improved male. Let us start on the male category here. Hutch, most improved male.
My most improved male of the year. Unfortunately, I have three things written down here. Jack Cartwheel. who has always been amazing, but this year his actual in-ring performances, and out of nowhere this last weekend, he's on the War of the Titans show, so that's great. But dude, Jack Cartwheel's in-ring performance has just gone through the roof this year. He is so sharp and on point with everything. I have 3 people
on Thursday.
Here. Yeah, that match on Thursday almost like proved my point.
I thought he was dead at one point.
Yeah,
with that.
But as somebody that's been booking him monthly for 2 years, 2 years ago Christmas, he did a great job in a ladder match. This year, coming out with some of our undercard and main event matches, it's like just breathing. He doesn't even think. He's just so good. The difference in his performance. He's doing some of the same moves, but he's not second guessing himself. He's flowing. I'm sure it's the WWE influence.
Some would say he's evolving.
Yes, maybe, but he's no longer evolving. Not very well known, but he's no longer with the ID program. They let him go. They told him to go on the indies, work on his character, have some fun. He's aiming for that AAA contract now. I'm sure Conan probably was like, "Hey, we want this Cartwheel kid back," and they were like, "We've been thinking about telling him to go around. We'll cut him loose." They're probably still watching him, making sure he gets schooling or whatever he needs. They're taking care of these kids. This ID program is very impressive. Even if they're not signed, it's almost like having an uncle or a dad. It's pretty cool. I have 2 other people on this list, though. Callum Newman has really, really gotten great this year. Like, holy moly, has he come through it after his injury and whatnot? I don't know. He's just doing great. And on the really obscure side, my 3rd most improved wrestler is current CMML Trios champion alongside Mascara Dorada. Neon has really, really upped his game in the last year. This kid's awesome. 3-4 years from now, you're going to see this kid on AEW. You're going to see him places, and you're going to be like, this kid's awesome. Like, he's just right now coming up. IWRG in Mexico, CMML. He's awesome. A lot of great CMML talent this year, but Neon has really improved, and he's gained some weight too. He doesn't look like a freak. He's going the Kyle Fletcher route. He's impressive.
Excellent. Andre, most improved male.
I gotta give it to Leon Slater. Dude spent the first half of the year working with the Hardys, up in his game and his charisma in how he presents himself, and then the back half of the year winning the X Division title has had tremendous success. I got to see him live in Edmonton, hitting some crazy moves, and then now that finishes off the end of the year working in WWE's NXT system and is going into New Year's Eve in 2026 to challenge for the world champion for the NXT championship. Like, absolutely tremendous. Like, Leon Slater has had a year that you wouldn't think anybody would have had, just the rise he has had in TNA and now also in NXT at the same time.
Yep. Well said. Yorkie.
I've got 2 completely different. I'm going on the rule of they're better this year than they were previous, which I'm guessing which means most improved. One of my options is I mentioned him. I'm going to go with Omos because I think obviously when he was with AJ, he was just the big giant doing his mini thing. On this, I think the excursion to Japan has helped him a lot, and now his excursion in Mexico. He looks more intimidating now than he's ever done before. My other choice, I'm going to go with Bronson Reed. So I will just leave it at that.
My choice is Solo Sikoa. He's someone that's taken a lot of crap. He's on a inferior brand right now, but he's still having some good programs. He's still having good matches, and I think that we're seeing the real Solo Sikoa at this point. One of the funniest, naturally funniest people in the ring, and I don't even think he realizes it. I think he's having a great year. Moving on to the listener's choice. Number 1, Kyle Fletcher from AEW as most improved. Number 2, Bronson Reed. And number 3, Dominic Mysterio.
Yeah.
All those choices make very much sense. Most improved
all
on the
of your guys'
female.
choices all make sense as well. Like, everybody's killed ass. And a year where everybody says it's an awful year of wrestling, a lot of people have put in some really great work and really made their names this year. So hopefully 2026 will be the year where we're all happy. We see them all wrestling.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Most improved of female. We're going to start with the listeners' vote. It is a tie this year between Harley Cameron and Lash Legend. Very interesting choices. Very interesting choices. My most improved is Harley Cameron. I think that, again, she's done phenomenal this year. I think, again, she's her in-ring has gotten a lot better. She still has ways to improve, but again, look at the entire package from the promos to the in-ring to just the aura and everything. And Harley Cameron, just there's something about her that you keep wanting to watch as a performer. So Harley Cameron is my pick. Hutch, most improved female.
I have Lash Legend and Harley Cameron as my two most improved. Legend's really done a great job. Like,
yeah.
As far as like most improved, like there is really there's no choice. You want to take a look at her work in January,
right?
And like when she speaks, like beside Nia Jax, who's like a veteran at this point, she speaks and it's like she's not worried about the red light. There's no nerves at all. She's all like, I'm a baddie. She's once again another person that Jade Cargill wishes she could really be. Jade Cargill thinks she's Lash Legend, but Lash Legend is going to be Jade Cargill.
Yeah.
Tell us how you really feel. I love it. Andre?
Again, Harley Cameron, I said it when I talked about her best on the mic. She has upped her game in every aspect, has become so good. But I also have another choice in JC Jane. She has an incredible year from where she was at the start of this year to where she is now. I think this is a whole different performer at this point, and her evolution as NXT Women's Champion and everything. I think she's absolutely an incredible year. So yeah, it's those two from Harley Cameron and JC Jane.
Yorkie, most improved female.
It's going to sound. I'll go with Nia Jax because I think she has
didn't hurt anybody this year. So yeah, good job.
Exactly. That's why I've said she's most improved because she hasn't hurt anyone. I do think she has tried. That's all anyone can ask for. I mean, she, like I said, she's not hurt anyone. She's a little bit better in the ring. I kind of wish I'd said Lash Legend now, though.
All right, there we go. Best comeback in 2025. Hutch, we'll start with you.
Pac. I don't know. There was a couple of comebacks, but I think when he showed up late in the year with his new haircut and his weird singlet, we were all like, "Oh yeah, Pac's back." And Pac's been back a few times, but like, what is he now? Like, destroying everybody, having good promos, like going to be the leader of the Death Riders, maybe. Like, good job. I'm sure whatever the list is that you're going to rhyme off, Boris, and I'm sure what everybody else says here might be like, "Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point." But when I was sitting here thinking about it, I remember I wrote down 4 or 5 things. And then when I wrote down Pac, I just went like, bro, Pac is like legit now. Like, I don't think he's going to get injured or go home this time. I think he's going to hang around for a while, do some shit. Pac.
There we go. My pick is also Pac, to be 100% honest. Seeing him live. It's funny because like I saw someone run in his return in September. And I'm like, who the fuck is that? It actually took me a couple seconds to realize just because he looks so different. Because just remember, before, regardless of the situation, whether he be in an airport or in the ring, he would always wear his wrestling trunks. So seeing him wear something different for once was just mind-boggling.
Yeah, yes. I kind of love that about his character. It was cool.
Pac was my choice for best comeback in 2025. Yorkie, best comeback.
I've got to go with the biggest comeback of the year for as a wrestling fan, WWE wrestling fan. It's AJ Lee.
Yeah, that was huge. It was huge. Huge.
I'll be honest. I was wanting that comeback from Royal Rumble. I was hoping she would be the number 30 entrant, and then we got Nikki Bella. Yeah. And then all year I was just like,
I changed mine now. Nikki Bella, comeback of the year.
I was gonna make a joke.
Andre, I'm dying here.
I think we're all doing the same thing there, Boris.
Andre.
I'm with Yorkie. It's AJ Lee. When all the teases, everything, I was so excited. I when she showed up, I was out with my friends at a wrestling show. Somebody handed me their phone. I see AJ Lee, and I was ring announcing at RCW, and I just handed me the phone while I was just sitting in my chair, and I'm like, I started jumping up and down, and then the match ends, and oh shit, I have to do my job. I was just like, oh crap. But amazing.
Awesome.
Yeah, that was such a weird night for wrestling because you had the AEW pay-per-view in the afternoon, then you had WrestlePalooza in the evening. Such a long day. Listener's choice. Number 1, AJ Lee. Number 2, Charlotte Flair. Number 3, Kenny Omega. And number 4, Pac.
Hey, I like getting on the list.
I love how John Cena didn't even make the list.
I didn't even think of that.
Well, you know why that was, don't you?
The original part of the comeback was great.
We just couldn't see him.
Oh, that makes sense.
But there we go.
Best gimmick in professional wrestling. I know which pick is yours, so just go ahead, Hutch.
Well, I mean, I'm picking Mr. Iguana this year because dude's making money. Like, it's like they're making money, he's making money. But Mr. Iguana used to be like a plight on the business, like freaking like a pariah. Like, and a lot of the older guys were like, this guy's bad for the business. He's not good in the ring. His gimmick is ridiculous. Everything he wore was cheap. His makeup was cheap. Like, he was a joke of the industry. They just kept getting booked because kids liked him. And now who's freaking laughing? Mr. Iguana, best gimmick for 2025. Probably sold the most merch in a lot of ways, except for maybe John Cena. Anyways, good on him. And even his work's getting better. I'm really impressed with him this year. I'm sure there's other people that might have better gimmicks, but he really, for somebody that makes me want to roll my eyes, like Iguana, he's doing it. He's making money now. There's guys who make fun of him and he's laughing all the way to the bank while they're jealous. So
yep,
good
absolutely.
on you, bud.
That was a close second for me. I'm going with Chelsea Green and Ethan Page and this Canadian on a love, because how can you not love them and their love of North America? Just again, what they're doing is fantastic. Absolutely love them. But Mr. Iguana is a great choice and even made the listener's choice, which I'll read off in a couple minutes. Andre, best gimmick.
Microman, dude is the tiniest little dude, and he's so entertaining to watch in the ring, just being this tiny little dude. I literally watched my buddy who's like 6'4" take a picture with him, and buddy just stood there while taking a picture with Microman. We had to back up so much to take the picture because of how the difference, and like it's so much fun. I was watching him do on the indies, doing great stuff. You see him in videos online doing so much great stuff. It's so much entertainment. I'm going Microman.
Right. It's not really a gimmick. He's small. You can't.
He's the tiniest luchador. He's the tiniest luchador.
Omos's gimmick is that he's big, but it's not like you're like, all right, hey, Omos, come here. We want you to be a farmer, and you're like, wow, that farmer gimmick is really great. It's like his gimmick is he's huge. If you gave Microman a farmer gimmick or a freaking plumber gimmick, he probably wouldn't be that great. But you know what? He's pretty good at being small. You're right, Andre. The hell? Of course he's good at being small.
I love that.
Okay, I'll give it to you. Okay,
you know Microman reminds me of?
But what the hell else is he going to do? You know, Mr. Iguana could have done a bunch of other shit, but he decided to paint his face green and walk around with a goddamn. He had to commit to that shit. That's like Road Warrior's commitment. It's like having 2 freaking mohawks like this down the side of your head for a decade or 2 decades. That's commitment. This guy probably goes to bed he's got green on his pillow and shit. He's green all everything in his house. His wife is probably like, there's green fingerprints on everything, honey. And he's like, how about our green money? And she's like, yes, thank you. Finally paying off. But anyways, sorry to snap there. All you got to do is mention Jade Cargill next. I'm like, start flipping the table. Anyways, go.
Yorkie?
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Go.
Can't remember where we are. So I am picking Jade Cargill.
I knew that was coming.
No, we still got breakout performer coming next. All right, so you could have waited.
I am going with the ruler over Femi.
Yeah,
I don't need to say anything.
TikTok sensation.
Yeah, man.
Social media sensation. I'm surprised we haven't seen an NFL dance just yet. We probably happen in the playoffs. But yes, no, he's doing fantastic stuff right now. Great choice, Andre. Yorkie. All right, gentlemen. This was a very interesting one. For the second year in a row, Timeless Tony Storm from AEW wins this category. In second place, we have Dirty Dominic Mysterio. In third place, we have Harley Cameron as a ventriloquist. And in fourth place, Mr. Iguana.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Breakout Performer is next. This is always a fun category to discuss. Hutch, we like to hear your rants. I need to go to the bathroom, so I'll just let you go. Go ahead. I'm joking.
Ranting? Yeah, go to the bathroom. Well, my two breakout performers, since there wasn't a male or female category, was Leon Slater and Kendall Gray. And the real, some people might say like Javon Evans, but for me, the reason Leon Slater is Javon Evans is obviously he's like a golden child. They're giving him lots of opportunities. He's a good looking kid. He's tall. He's in the NXT program. The reason Leon Slater trumps him is nobody expected this shorter, slightly awkward, not that great looking kid who's TNA freaking X Division champion to endear himself to the WWE guys. Love him so much. They're putting him all the cards. He still has the title. And it's like a Chris Sabin thing. Behind the scenes, Leon Slater is an interesting freaking cat. He's like a goddamn closet genius. He has a mind like a trap. He's like a weird type of gravitas or something about this freaking kid. He's like one of those, what position do you want me in, Mr. Slater kind of guy. He's awesome. Like whatever you say, sir. I don't know. I've never met Javon, but like Leon's a fucking awesome dude. And I can see that my opinion of him has obviously rubbed off on people in WWE. The reason Ray Traylor, Big Boss Man, was around and got brought back and was an agent, and people like him. When sometimes you think to yourself, why is this guy still in wrestling? Because people like him. He's cool. He's awesome. You don't realize how awesome a human being they are. Leon Slater's in that category. And like, I think that kid's half blind too. Like he's like a magician. He's awesome.
Well said. Andre.
I had him around. Leon Slater. I think he's absolutely tremendous. The year he's had in how he's risen up, joining the Hardys and working with them, doing what he did with them, and then the breakout as one of the best. The finisher has put him over the top for a lot of people, and he's just been absolutely tremendous moving the X Division. I talked about him earlier, and I talked about him again. I think this dude is absolutely tremendous, and again, 2026 is only going to be even bigger for him, being he's going to start out competing for the NXT title, and only going to go up from there. He's going to have an actually tremendous year with his TNA, whether it's NXT or whatever he does. This dude, and you got to be on the John Cena's last match show this year. He's had such a rise, and I'm so ready. I got to meet him when he was here, when they were here in Edmonton. He was absolutely the nicest dude in the world. I don't agree with you about not kind of looking fugly. He's a handsome man up close. Maybe it's just in comparison to me because I'm not, but but yeah, absolutely tremendous dude. I'm all in on Leon Slater's breakout performer.
I didn't mean that he's unattractive. I just mean that Javon Evans is taller, more classically looking, doesn't wear glasses. You know, his ears stick out a little bit. These are all things that, of course, like if you're his girlfriend, you're like, oh, I love he's so cute, he's amazing. You adore him. Obviously, I put over the fact that I adore him. This is a body business and a TV business, and I'm sure the way WWE might look at him, I'm sure they're surprised too. They were like, oh, the weird looking kid, hey, he's awesome. We like him. Get him in here. You know, he's the Matt Hardy of the duo. And I think if one of them like turned heel, like it would have to be Javon, right? Like, because you want to see Leon fight out from underneath, because Javon could be the guy who's like has the confidence. Like, I'm gonna kick your ass, man. Like, I'm Javon Evans. Look how great I am. Mm-hmm. They could easily go that way with him. And I didn't mention Kendall Gray was my other choice, but there's not much to say about her. She's such a freaking natural. Like, it doesn't like boggles the mind, and her style the fact that she has a different style than everybody, and she's probably the best at it that could ever be. If two other people decided to show up and do the same thing, they wouldn't hold a candle to her. So, anyways, go on, everybody.
Kendall Gray. Kendall Gray is my choice. Yeah. So let me continue that. As you said, different style. It's just something about her in the ring. It's so smooth, right? Like that's the thing. She has a different style, but it's just so smooth when every move that she does. Right now, her tag team with Ren Sinclair is absolutely awesome. She will, in my opinion, be winning at New Year's Evil. It's just going to happen. Just pull the trigger at this point. I think 2026 is going to be the year of Kendall Gray in NXT and WWE. Really looking forward to that. Yorkie, breakout performer of 2025.
I've got nothing else to say because you two have all both said it. Everything that could be said about Kendall Gray.
Here is what our listeners think. Number 1, Javon Evans. Number 2, Kendall Gray. And number 3, Leon Slater. I like how we're all on the same page on this one. I like it. I like it. Well played. Match of the year. This one is the hardest to tabulate because people, I need to figure out how to better put this one. But yes, match of the year in 2025. Give the performer names and event or date it took place on, because you know that there's a lot of rematches and whatnot. But match of the year in 2025. Hutch, we'll start with you.
Well, I mean, you and I've spoken many times throughout the year that I've really enjoyed Bandito and Takeshita, and all throughout the year, I keep putting it against the next best match as it comes up, and I don't remember being as excited for those matches. So I'm going to stick with that still. But on my list here, I have 2 other very odd matches. Saya Kamitani and Tam Nakano had a hell of a freaking match this year, and like the emotion behind it all was like just absolute top notch. If you haven't seen the match, if you don't know what I'm talking about, decide if you want to get into this Joshi brand or not. But the story behind these guys, and it was time for Tam to go, but she's had some amazing matches even just in the last 18 months to 2 years anyways, and this to cap it off. But my secret match that was one of the worst shows of the year, and then this match just was like the most old school all Japan shit, and it even happened in Japan. GCW tag one when Kazusada Higuchi took on the one called Manders, and they just literally kicked the shit out of each other, and it was pretty good. And that match has been living in my head all year. So I don't think if you put a gun to my head, I might be like, all right, wasn't the best match of the year, but I sure liked it.
I hear you. I'm going with Bandito Takeshita. Again, doing what they do for ROH, not to say that ROH is any worse or anything, but you know what I mean. It's just amazing. They've had amazing matches in ROH. Bandito continues to impress. Takeshita having an amazing year. I'm surprised he hasn't come up more on people's list, but Bandito and Takeshita is my choice for match of the year. Hutch, you look like you're itching to say something.
No, I was actually just itching myself.
Oh, for once. For once, you have no response. You have nothing to say. You have nothing to add. Nothing to continue with.
Well, it's getting late. Poor Yorkie, and I agree with you. It was a hell of a match.
So that's it. We can move on.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
All right. So Tam Nakano. Let me tell you a little bit why exactly I like that.
All right, Yorkie, you are next for match of the year.
Right, I've got 2 choices, and every single competitor is female in this. Right, I've gone. My main one, I think, would be. I've gone with Rhea Ripley versus Bianca versus Io at WrestleMania. I think that was match of the weekend, match of the year. But a close second was actually still on that weekend. For me, it was. I know it was Natalia's match at Bloodsport 13.
Oh, with Miyu Yamashita.
Yes, Miyu Yamashita.
Oh, so
do you know what? It was my eyes open to what Natalya could do in that new gimmick that she's created, and I was like, this is fabulous, because they went at each other like Manders and that dude you said, Hutch.
Yeah, Higuchi. Go watch my video that I just did on the War of the Titans, and I put over Natalya pretty hard, and I'm really into what she's doing for Dupree. But it's a little too late, and it's not on WWE TV. They need to get this on TV, and they need to get it on TV 2 years ago when she first started doing it. But anyways, she's awesome, and that was a great match.
Andre, match of the year.
Oh, this is so hard for me. Just in the first 2-3 months of the year, I already had a bunch of match of the year contenders. I gotta give props to Ozawa versus Kaito Kiyomiya from January 1st at No of the New Year, with Ozawa taking that title. I watched this live. I watched that show live. I was broken by the end of it because it was so late so early in the morning. I was just but I loved it so much. Kenny Omega and Gabe Kidd had an absolutely tremendous match on January 4th. January 5th. Sorry, that was on the January 5th card. I apologize, but absolutely tremendous. But I gotta go to April of this year at All-Star Grand Queendom. It's Saya Kamitani versus Tam Nakano. The career versus career. And absolutely just Tam Nakano's whole story with Kamitani leading up to that she was trying to save her. Then she loses the match in March, was supposed to technically retire there, but then convinced Kamitani to go one more time, put it all on the line, everything on the line, and they did. And I was skeptical because they already did this, but then they had this incredible story told, and it was a beautiful moment. And yeah, I got to go with that.
That's kind of why it went into number one for me too, because I remember thinking like, really, they're gonna do it some more, and then it's just like,
yep,
So yeah, it's like, okay, I was wrong. It's like, God damn it, I'm always wrong. It's like, God, the wife's always right, the boss is I'm always wrong, and this time I was happy to be wrong.
There you go. Listener's choice for match of the year goes to Jon Moxley versus Hangman Adam Page from All In Texas on July 12th, 2025. In second place was the Hollywood ending at Revolution, Toni Storm versus Mariah May.
Yeah.
Third place, Bandito versus Takeshita. And also some notable ones. I'll throw out some notable ones here. We have the triple threat match from WrestleMania, CM Punk, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins. We have also from WrestleMania weekend, Dominic Mysterio versus Penta versus Braun Breaker versus Finn Balor. We also have Priest Black from SummerSlam. Someone put in Dustin Rhodes versus Kyle Fletcher street fight from AEW Collision July 31st. Very, very good picks. Awesome choices to everyone here. Feud of the year. It could be two performers or factions feuding. Yorkie, we'll start with you.
Seth and Punk.
Yeah.
I don't need to say anything more about that.
Nope, you don't. Andre, feud of the year.
Hangman Page versus the Death Riders. I love the story that they told in there. I understand, but it's not my pick. I'm joking. I love that one. It was originally a pick. Then I thought about it. Saya Kamitani and Tam Nakano. That story was absolutely tremendous. That's my number one. But number two is Hangman versus the Death Riders.
Yeah. That's a very interesting choice there. I love our listeners, and you'll see why in a second. Hutch, you're next. Feud of the year.
So you've got match of the year, feud of the year, best angle of the year. I had to figure out what went where. For me, feud of the year, straight up, El Desperado and Jun Kasai. Holy moly. No, you don't think so?
I hate Jun Kasai, though. I can't stand Jun Kasai. I hate everything he represents. I don't like death matches. God. I don't like blood, so I hate it.
It's funny you say that. I hate Jun Kasai, and I hate fucking death matches. And my partner, you would never believe this, because Boris knows Jordan just a little bit. Jordan loves deathmatch wrestling. It's like his secret love. And you would never think it. He's the most.
I would never guess that. Dude.
I cannot stand it. We work with the Canadian deathmatch guys, and in reality, we don't really work with them, but I'm giving them some ideas, and I give them candy glass and things like that, or I have stuff to give them, but I hate it. I hate deathmatch wrestling. The reason I picked this as my feud of the year was because so many other people enjoyed it, and because they kept doing it, and I really like this El Desperado. And although I didn't really watch the matches or enjoy the matches, when looking at where I'm going to put best angle and best match and all these different things, and what I think is the best pay-per-view of the year, and I'm looking at even Kasai showing up on the Taiji Ishimori shows, and I was just like, you know what? If a Japanese guy and you were into deathmatch wrestling, this feud, it was great. And these guys and Desperado doing this, he's been wanting to do this for so long, breaking out and doing all this deathmatch stuff, and he's enjoying it. But maybe I shouldn't have put it on here, because I personally really don't like deathmatch wrestling. It kind of grosses me out, and I hate it. But these guys.
I watched one of them. It was brutal. I watched the triple threat one he did. It was, I can't remember where.
You probably watched more of it than me. But the fact that they had so many matches this year on so many different cards and so many different promotions. I mean, who else was going cross promotion all year long, fighting in crazy matches? Only these guys. So that's why I gave them feud of the year, because it really was. This was in America, going between MLW and AEW and TNA and WWE, all these crazy matches showing it. You'd be like, this is freaking off the freaking hook. But unfortunately, it's in Japan, and it's deathmatch, and it's people we don't respect on a personal level. But yes, but I chose it because I felt they pulled it off. What they were attempting to do, they pulled off. And in a year where a lot of things that were attempted did not get pulled off, especially here in America, and are almost shameful by the time it was all wrapped up, these two guys went out there with a goal, and they accomplished it. So, feud of the year for me.
My choice for feud of the year in 2025, I am going to agree with Yorkie. Punk and Rollins was by far the best thing that they've done. Now we're going to go to the listener's choice. Very interesting choices here. Number 1, Hangman Adam Page and Darby Allin versus Jon Moxley. There was so much of these. I just combined the numbers. So yeah, that was feud of the year. CM Punk and Seth Rollins was number 2. Number 3 was Tony Storm and Mariah May. And then rounding it out is a very interesting choice with Drew McIntyre and Cody Rhodes.
Awesome.
Yep.
Of the year in 2025. Best angle. Can be a one-off or a continual angle. The winner was a one-off that should have been a continuing angle. The listener's choice for best angle is John Cena turning on Cody Rhodes at Elimination Chamber on March 1st, 2025 in Toronto. Funny enough, this is also on next week's list. So,
Yep.
Yeah, it's gotta be.
I'm going to go with this one. It had the most impact. We all talked about it. We all thought this was going to be, their moment leading up to something incredible. And, well, we all remember and know what happened. So, that's that. Andre.
I'm going to go with Young Bucks and their continual frustrations with the technical side of professional wrestling. Cannot get an entrance right, cannot get the graphics right, cannot even get their ticker right. It's Young Bucks dealing with all the frustrations of the technical department of AEW, and I thought it made me laugh every week that I saw it. It was so entertaining to hear Mbop play for them one time coming out. That whole those little angles on each show were just so entertaining.
You're one of those people that's happy that BET is back, aren't you?
I haven't seen a piece yet.
All right. Well, is this the year where they came out on the boat and had a half-hour entrance during a show that was like 5 hours long?
Yep.
Okay. Well, then unfortunately, I agree with you, but fuck them and fuck their entrances for this year just because of that. My angle of the year is like almost was match of the year, almost was feud of the year, almost was everything. But I'm going to go best angle of the year was Mariah May and Tony Storm overall. Because like the angle itself brought you the feud, brought you the matches, brought you the promos, brought you everything, and even brought Mariah May to the attention of WWE and she took off. It brought everything. It was a great angle.
Yorkie.
Mine is a little segment that ignited the feud. There was a feud that happened March, April time, and it was dying a slow death. And then this segment happened when Gunther beat the ever-living shit out of Jimmy Uso while Jay was handcuffed to the ring and brought the fire to that feud, because that was dying and death until that happened. And I've never seen Gunther so vicious when he's fucking putting blood all over his face, everything, and just seeing Jay helpless was joy to my eyes.
I love that. Going back to the listener's choice, so I mentioned that John Cena turning heel at Elimination Chamber was number 1. Number 2 was Seth's fake injury. Number 3 was Mariah May and Tony Storm. Number 4 was John Cena going back to being face.
God.
What a year in wrestling.
Well, that annoyed me more than anything. Not because, like, okay, the thing I liked about it was the fact that they were able to do it. The fact that John was able to be like, okay, fourth wall, like, we all know this isn't working, and so I'm gonna, you know what, you kicked me in the ass, and I'm gonna be face again. We're gonna have a great match. But the fact that they just flipped the switch, and at the same, we're kind of like, hey, everybody, I'm face again, and we all just were like, okay, we were willing to accept it because we were just like, yeah, fine, let's just do something with some passion. But man, like, if you'd given me 5 minutes, just give me 5 minutes. I'll give you 5 different better ways of doing this. 5 minutes. That's it. Give me 4 minutes and I'll give you 6. Like, what's the criteria? You want 10 and 3? Fine. I'll give you 10 different ways of doing this in 3 minutes. God, that was
I think I've given you 1 minute and you've talked for about 5 minutes worth of nothing.
Oh, quiet, please. But like, God, like that was the worst. First of all, his reason for turning heel was the worst. Freaking like, you fans, and now turning back. Oh, Cody. Anyways, you're right. Go on. Sorry.
I absolutely love it. I love just trying to get you going as well. Andre, have we gone to you?
Yep, we're good.
We're good. All right. Excellent. You can keep going, Hutch.
Wait, what were we talking about? You can't
I
stop.
don't know.
The hell?
Next one.
Next category, as we try to hurry it up or make it longer for Yorkie, we are going to go to Best Pay-Per-View in 2025. Wrestling, no MMA. Yorkie, we'll start with you.
Best pay-per-view.
Best Pay-Per-View.
Bloodsport 13.
That was a good one. I like that one.
I'm not without the show, but I thought, right, I saw the card and I thought, I'll check it out because they had some, obviously the WWE guys on there. I mean, what it was? They had Carmen Petrovich was on there, Charlie Dempsey, Karrion Kross, Pete Dunne, Natty. I was more interested with Natty than anyone on that, and I was not disappointed. But obviously there was Zack Sabre Jr. versus Jonathan Gresham on there as well, and I was like, yes, I need to see that. And I don't think there was not a bad fight on that card whatsoever.
Yeah. Great choice. Hutch.
My pay-per-view of the year, I'm just going with stuff that I really enjoyed. New Japan DDT, Toru Yano against Sasadango Machine. That was a hell of a show. But my personal favorite show of the year, the one that I enjoyed the most and watched twice and tried to convince others to watch, was the first one of this year. Taiji Ishimori Gets Even More Ridiculous. Was just like, yes! Come on. The greatest show of the year. If you don't think so, you're not a wrestling fan. You're an idiot. Go watch some Gunther matches. Not that I dislike Gunther, but like, you want to watch a guy wrestle and chop each other? Great, go. But you want to watch you want to be entertained? Yeah.
Andre.
This one is my favorite. Mainly, it's purely personal. It's because I was there. It was TNA Victory Road 2025 in my hometown of Edmonton, Alberta. Got to be there live, watch Leon Slater versus Myron Reed in the main event. Got to watch a new champion be crowned because Ashley Elegance had to relinquish her title. So I get to watch Kalani Jordan beat what's her name? I can't remember her name now. But Kalani Jordan win the championship there. Got to see Matt Hardy wrestle live. It was such a bucket list time for me to sit, and I sat front row for that show. So, and I got on TV a bunch of times. I loved it. It was absolutely tremendous. Got to see the Rascals minus Dez, but it was just such a fun time for me that I got to give it as my favorite show of the year because I was there. It was an event, and I had so much fun. TNA Victory Road 2025.
Very fair, very fair. I'm also going to a show that I was there for, and that was All Out here in Toronto back in September. Just a fun time. Very fun time. And knowing that later in the night I was going to have to watch WrestlePalooza, it was just like one of those things where it's just like, I would much rather be here and continue this. But it was fun. MJF and Briscoe just bleeding the shit out of each other. Watching security during this match was actually my favorite part. And like, you can tell that they're thinking these people are all fucking insane.
Yeah, they're like, we got basketball tomorrow, and it was like a trade show yesterday. Like, wow, this wrestling stuff hits different. Like,
yeah,
they're just security guards. You know what I mean? They're like, that hockey all last week, and wow, we've had WWE before, but this is different.
Yep. Best pay-per-view, according to our listeners, AEW All in Texas with 50% of the votes.
Wow.
15% of the votes go to AEW Forbidden Door. And then we see some random things like WrestleMania Night 2, a couple of votes for Bloodsport 13, NXT Gold Rush, the two-night event had a few. So yeah, very, 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 very mixed bag yet again here with our listeners. But All in Texas was
all you people are wrong. All you people are wrong. Although the Bloodsport people are kind of right. All you people are wrong. Go watch Taiji Ishimori Gets Even More Ridiculous, you fools.
Yes.
Best TV show. Best TV show featuring in-ring wrestling. Yorkie, we'll let you go first so you can take a nap between choices.
I've got three to choose from, really, haven't I? I'm yeah, I'm going to go with Raw. I think for me, it's Raw.
There we go.
I'm keeping it safe. I'm not going to lie.
Keeping it safe. Nothing wrong with that. Hutch, best TV show featuring wrestling.
Well, I'm looking at the rest of the list here. I got AEW under promotion because I didn't know what to put. But the rest of these are blank. I got blank for TV show, blank for non-wrestling TV show, blank for supporting media. All of these are blank because, like, what the hell am I supposed to pick here? I have no idea. And as far as the last one, biggest industry story, it's just all the Netflix and Paramount and, like, everybody buying each other out. And what the hell's going on around here? Nobody knows what's going on. This is the most biggest story because it never ends. But, yeah, I didn't fill out any of this stuff, Boris. I don't know. For a guy with a lot of opinions, I have no idea what any of these answers
This is a first. Andre, 10:21 p.m. on December 23rd. Hutch has nothing to say. By God, we fucking did it.
I'm sorry.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Look you guys noticed John Cena has now joined us here down with
I know, exactly. I love that.
What's up?
I love
What's
that.
up, John?
Andre, best TV show featuring in-ring wrestling.
AEW Collision. I'm gonna go there because it's been something like every week. Like Dynamite does great angles, does great stuff. WWE has done great work with all the TV, some with NXT, but Collision is where I tune in to watch incredibly great in-ring professional wrestling in North America from a major brand. And because Collision is always even the tape shows, the live shows, doesn't really matter. Their in-ring is just incredibly solid on the show, and I'm a fan. Stories do a lot for me, but I put in-ring very high, and so I got to go with AEW Collision.
I'm going with Dynamite for the very reason I don't watch Collision each and every single week, so my choice is going to Dynamite. Last year, SmackDown won this category by so much. This year,
see, that's what we were talking about, how the two companies have flipped this year. You know, WWE's not that great. And Collision, like, you know, you listen to like the JD from NYs and the negative side of the reviewer escape. I mean, they will just shit on Collision. Like, what is the point? Blah, blah, blah. And like, they had a point in the past. Once again, flip. Last year, there was a lot of lame Collision shows, tack-on shows. This year, Collision has been like awesome. And it's weird. Like when you know it's taped the same day and they talk about it as if it's happening in a few days, and it's just like, I don't know, it doesn't seem to matter anymore. Like everybody's up for it and the crowd seems up for it now. They used to kind of like burn out, but they don't seem to be burned out anymore because they're getting good wrestling. They're getting almost the best wrestling of the night if you're watching a back-to-back
Christmas Days Collision lineup looks insane. I'm really looking forward to it. I think Moxley, is that Moxley Orange Cassidy that night?
Yeah, and the second one they had, Holly Bash, I didn't know they were, because they had the 3-hour, which they said was Dynamite Collision, but then they had a Collision anyways, and there was some good stuff. Anyways, Yorkie's back.
There we go.
That's all.
Yorkie is back. Hutch had an opinion. Yorkie's back. All is right with the world here. As I mentioned, the listener vote AEW Dynamite #1 with 40% of the vote. AEW Collision #2 with 25% of the vote. Raw came in third. No TNA Impact, no SmackDown this year. There's like 1 vote or 2 votes for them. Not enough to make a hit on our voting system here. All right, best TV show that's non-wrestling. The listeners, as always, pick Dark Side of the Ring.
Yeah, okay.
Andre.
I was trying to think, like, what the hell is there? There's that. So, yeah.
I'm breaking the rules here. I'm going to the silver screen. I'm going to say The Naked Gun with Cody Rhodes, and there's another cameo in that movie. I don't want to spoil it for people who haven't seen it, but those 2 cameos alone is my best. I'm going to say best movie relating to wrestling is Naked Gun for Cody Rhodes and the other cameo in that movie. And Paul Walter Hauser, professional wrestler, is a main character in that movie.
And he did great on the ROH show. Man, he's better than any other celebrity they brought out this year. Was the Mildred Burke movie this year?
Oh, Jesus. I didn't even think about Queen of the Ring. I saw that. That was so good. I saw it in theater. I love that movie.
And so I'm assuming, and the Iron Claw was last year.
Yes.
And
2 years ago.
Yeah, and what else? And I guess the Dumb Matsumoto thing was last year, the year before. So yeah, maybe Queen of the Ring, you know? But anyways.
Peacemaker's my pick. Gotta go with the geek pick. Yorkie, anything for you on this one? No. Yeah, so Dark Side of the Ring is #1. We got some other weird ones. Peacemaker did make the list, but Dark Side of the Ring just basically dominated this one. Best supporting media, book, digital series, WWE Network show, what have you. It can be a podcast even.
Oh, it's A plus wrestling then.
Andre,
It's A plus wrestling.
Thank you.
It's gotta be.
I've been reading a lot of books this year, and because not that I usually do anyways, but I'm actually doing reviews of the wrestling books, so I'm paying more attention. I'm taking notes, but I guess if I had to pick something, because I left this blank, it's got to be Solomon's book, the Gorilla Monsoon book. That's gonna be awesome.
I'm getting that for
That's my
Christmas.
pick.
I can't wait to read it.
Yeah, there you go.
yeah, that's my pick. It's the
Check
Brian
out the interview
Solomon's
with
book.
Brian Solomon on @Hutch Henries and A Plus Productions Wrestling on Facebook.
Yorkie, anything on this one?
I have two. One was going to be WWE Unreal, but I think we're going to hear about that next week. Because that is it's just got mixed reviews on it. I enjoyed it. I watched it. But I'll be honest. What I'm picking is the WWE Vault, purely for the they have a series called The Playlist, and it's basically they have certain subjects. Like the one I've been watching is the Undertaker's one, and it has Undertaker through the years. And it sure the one that I watched recently was the rise and fall of the Ministry of Darkness, and I never really I phased out wrestling during that time, so I got it. It showed all the interviews and the matches and everything that led up to the Ministry and what happened, like people joining. I'd never seen it, and I watched it. It's really good. So if you ever get to check out any of them, watch them.
Yeah, it was a very weird time in wrestling. A lot of things didn't make sense, and it was just swerve for the sake of making swerve more so than this year.
It's Russo era, isn't it? So,
yeah. Insight with Chris Van Vliet was number 1 from the listeners. Number 2 was WWE Unreal, which is hilarious because this is also on next week's show. And number 3 was Being the Elite.
Awesome. Chris, none of us picked you. None of us picked you, Chris. Hopefully you'll come on the show soon. Sorry.
Biggest industry story, Hutch. Any opinion on this one?
Well, I mean, I already said it before because I didn't fill out the next 3, but I did fill out this final category. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the end of the show.
I moved the order on one particular category.
Yeah, but dude, like Netflix, Paramount, the buying out, even like Netflix at the beginning of the year, January. And now the possible buyout, and with the Warner Brothers, and then the AEW situation, and HBO, and then maybe now Paramount, and like Yorkie. I know Yorkie doesn't like the politics of WWE, and you got the Trump with buddies at Paramount, and like who knows what's gonna happen? Who knows what's gonna happen? This could literally lead to Forbidden Door stuff where they're actually working together one day, or it could destroy one of the two companies, or freaking Triple H could be gone soon, or like. Freaking Endeavor could sell WWE in the next 18 months because they're bleeding so much for a company that's making so much money because they need to, because they owe so much money. Oh, dude, everything about this makes my head hurt and is also like exciting. And like, and, I know it's last year, but Vince McMahon is gone. It's just like the entire industry. The biggest story in the industry is the industry itself. Like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, it's crazy. And because it just goes to show you how big but yet small wrestling is, because for something major with this whole WB, Netflix, and yada yada yada, how much it's affecting wrestling. It's absolutely crazy.
I didn't even in all of that. I didn't even say the word Saudi. And really, and if you think about it, the word Saudi, you can throw it in on almost every single sentence I said. My God.
Yeah, it's been crazy. I'm agreeing with you 100%. Yorkie, what do you got to say for biggest industry story?
It's the one time I don't want to, because I get to be negative for a change, and I like being negative.
For a change?
Yeah, for a change. It's mainly going to Saudi for me. Purely because I thought if it was ever going to go overseas, it would come to us. And I'm pissed that it hasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with Yorkie. It's Mania being announced for Saudi. To me the biggest thing, because it pissed so many people off in the world of professional wrestling.
This one was a very hard one to tabulate, so I had to kind of create some categories, and the biggest news was TKO, just TKO in general. This is, we had talked about a lot of things. What's the future of TKO? ESPN sucking the fun out of wrestling is also there. Hulk Hogan passing, Mania goes to Saudi, John Cena's heel turn, Netflix deals. Those were other categories that were in there for biggest interesting story. We only have 2 more categories to go. Best moment, and this is something that made you happy to be a wrestling fan. Andre.
I have 2. One is insanely personal. The other one, I got to sit in front row at a TNA wrestling event, and that was absolutely incredible. The other one is very, very personal to me because I work in the Edmonton local independent wrestling scene as a ring announcer. I got to work for Love Pro Wrestling on one of the early cards for Love Pro Wrestling X CWS 31 show, and I got to ring announce in front of Gabe Sapolsky, which was absolutely incredible, getting to meet him and then getting to ring announce in front of him. That was a huge bucket list moment for me. So Victory Road, live event, and getting to do that. Those are some of the best moments of wrestling for me this year.
Awesome. I like that. Yorkie.
For me, it's AJ Lee's coming back because I just didn't think it'd happen. I actually thought she would stay away, and I didn't think she'd come back. I wanted it to come back. I wished for it to happen. But when she came back on that SummerSlam, not SummerSlam,
WrestlePalooza.
SmackDown. No, SmackDown. She came back on that
SmackDown before.
I was so happy, and it made me happy.
Yeah. There you go. Yorkie was happy. Hutch, anything on this one?
Well, in parentheses, best moment, what made you happy? I tried to think about what my best moment of the year, what made me happy. And there was a few times I remember throughout the year, like laughing right out loud and being like, yes, and like laughing like a crazy hyena. In fact, I remember in one of my videos, I was even like, oh, my girlfriend came running in and was like, what's going on? And I was just laughing. I was like, suckers. But at the moment when I was filling this out, all I could think of was that, when Dom won the IC, I mean, it was great. Everybody like popped. I remember smiling. I remember being like, hey, yes. But I'll regret it later. I'll figure out, I'm like, oh yeah, that was a really great moment. But I'm a happy wrestling fan these days. Like I watch wrestling, and when shitty things happen, I try and think I put my promoter hat on and I try and think like, why did this happen? And then I'll be like, probably because of this, dickheads. Yeah. And I think about who's involved, and sometimes that makes me laugh. And Dom winning made me smile and made me laugh.
I'm also going to go with Dom winning the IC title. It was like, honestly, I've just been a Dom supporter since day 0. I said he was going to have a great year. He continues to have a great year. Dom winning the IC title is a major one. Now, to the listeners, it was Hangman Adam Page winning the AEW title at All In Texas. We also had CM Punk winning the world title, Penta and WWE. My favorite choice, and I will read this one verbatim, the failure of WrestlePalooza because it is a stupid name.
But it's not wrong.
Awesome. Hey, do you know that our most popular name and most popular show every year at the Man Lucha is Luchapalooza? It has been for years, to the point that we thought about changing the name of the show to Luchapalooza instead of the Man Lucha. Like we dabbled with it. We're like, wow, like it's always the most successful. So somehow it's not cheesy for that. But yeah, WrestlePalooza doesn't roll off the tongue. It sucks.
No.
It's the alliteration, right? That's
yeah.
Like it's there's just something about it. Anyways,
okay, Luchapalooza, it works, right?
Best promotion, wrestling only. Final category of the day. Last year it was overwhelming WWE. This year, WWE is in 3rd place, according to the listeners. In 2nd place, with only 15% of the listener vote, NXT. And with a resounding, just insane amount, AEW takes the cake this year.
Yorkie's just not happy with that one.
Well, he doesn't watch it.
I don't watch it because I fucking hate John Moxley. He puts me off the whole product.
Well, if you watched it, then you would have thought the best moment of the year was when Hangman beat John Moxley.
But I don't want to watch. No, but it pisses me off. I don't even want to watch his matches. I just don't want to watch it. I don't want to watch a match that he's in He pisses me off somewhat rotten.
Calm your leg syndrome. Relax.
I'm fuming.
I love this. So yes, best promotion AEW, second place NXT, third place WWE. Anyone have any opinion on this one?
I'm gonna go with Pro Wrestling Noah. I think they had such a glow up this year with Ozawa on top. Team 2000X really hitting hard in this. It's had such an incredible year, and I think they're only going like this upcoming Noah the New Year card is just going to be absolutely incredible on the first. I'm going to be hanging out with Mel and a couple other friends, watching that live at midnight my time till probably 4 a.m. my time. So I think I'm going to go with Pro Wrestling Noah.
So there you go. The best of 2025 has concluded. Next week here at A Plus Wrestling, KPHR at Hutch Henries on YouTube and other places, we are going to bring you the worst of 2025. We're going to be hearing names like JC Mateo, LA Knight, Julia, Blake Monroe, BFAB, Sonata, War Raiders. We are also going to be hearing the names of Nikki Bella, Booker T, Don Callis, Travis Scott, Mr. Iwana. We are also going to be hearing, it's a very, very fun show and controversial show because we're also going to be hearing about pay-per-views like WrestlePalooza, Money in the Bank, Blood and Guts, so much more on the worst of 2025. Worst promotion is actually surprising, but we'll talk about that next week here on KPHR, A Plus Productions, and so many different places. Gentlemen, thank you so much. Yorkie, as always, I know that we keep you up way too late for these, but we really do appreciate the commitment. Thank you so much for being part of the crew. I really do appreciate all three of you and Mel Ball for being part of the A Plus Wrestling crew. Hutch, where can we find your stuff?
At Hutch Henry. It's pretty easy. Sorry, I was scrolling through my worst of list here, and I'm like, oh yeah, this all sucked.
Right? As I was scrolling, that's what I was thinking.
That was awful. So yeah, at Hutch Henries. You want to see some awful stuff? There you go. Segue into my own channel. Go to at Hutch Henries if you want to hear more of this awful crap I've been spouting.
Andre, you have a lot of work outside of A Plus Wrestling and A Plus Promotions. Where can we find your stuff?
You can find me on at that Canada guy on Twitter, at that Canada dude on Instagram. You can find me at Backbreaker Video on YouTube, and Our Local Establishment on YouTube and Twitch.
Awesome.
And you can find me on the A Plus Facebook page. There you go.
There we go. Thank you so much. aplusproductions.com, as you can find all of the information. If you're watching this on one of our YouTube channels, then you should subscribe to our podcast, and you can do that by going to your favorite podcasting app and searching for A Plus Wrestling. And you can even go to YouTube and search for A Plus Wrestling. You have to spell everything out on the YouTube, or you can go to at Hutch Henries. In the next few weeks, we're going to be figuring a lot out as we move the main KPHR show over to Thursdays starting January the 8th. As always, thank you all for responding to the best and the worst of 2025. And to all the listeners, all the contributors, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. We'll be coming back right before the New Year's to talk the worst of 2025. Thank you so much, but most importantly, stay tranquilo.